Hello and good afternoon. Welcome to today's episode of the 7th Round, the program that takes a look at the development on the continent. My name is Joe Willie, and today we are discussing the presidential elections in Ghana. And also, in the second round, the first cannabis campus located in South Africa. But with me to discuss the presidential elections in Ghana, I have Jean-Michel Bade.
Hello, Mr. Willie.
And Loic Mendes.
Hi, Mr. Will.
Gentlemen, you are welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Willie.
Okay, Ghana on Monday went to the poll to elect a president and members of parliament. Incumbent Nana Akufo-Addo won the second term with more than 51% of vote. And his rival, John Mahama, who lost with about 47%, decried the conduct of the polls. Why is it difficult for opposition in Africa to accept election results? This and many more is what we are going to discuss after this report. Ghana's President Nana Akufo-Addo has won a second term in office. The Electoral Commission announced Wednesday a result his rival, John Mahama's party, said it would appeal. Akufo-Addo received 51.59% of the vote, beating opposition leader and former president John Mahama's 47.36%. The Electoral Commission said. The announcement was greeted with chanting and dancing by a crowd of supporters in seaside capital, Accra. In a victory speech on Wednesday, the president-elect, leader of the New Patriotic Party, NPP, addressed his jubilant supporters, calling for peace.
I'm extremely grateful to you, fellow Ghanaians, for this victory. I am deeply humbled again by your show of confidence, and I do not take this lightly. There could be that tendency for an incumbent president who has just secured a second term in office to, as it were, take it easy and relax, because there's nothing more to lose or prove. I am of a different character.
Observers viewed polling as generally free and fair, but police said 5 people were killed and 19 injured in election-related violence. Loic Mendes, you have been in Ghana for a long time. Ghana is being regarded as a model of Africa, most stable of democracies. This time, why is it difficult for the opponent to accept the result?
You know, we are in Africa.
And sometimes when you see things going somewhere else, you want to copy even when it's a bad habit. I think Ghana have been showing a very good attitude on election and democracy. They should keep it. I think they just want to play a role that is not their role. Ghanaians, I know them that like being macho people, macho African, and they should keep it. To me, this situation, even though it has gone a little bit far, they'll come to solve it very fast.
Good. Jean-Michel.
Yes. Like Mr. Mendes said, we know Ghana for its democracy-abiding policy. I mean, since 1992, we've been through smooth elections, and such things has never really happened in Ghana. So I don't want to see Ghana go through that path, and yeah, I hope it will be solved very soon.
Yeah, John Mahama, who is himself was the heir, the former president, said the verification process hadn't been followed, making the vote illegal, the verification process. But we have observers saying the election was free and fair.
Yeah. Well, it's his point. He'll have to prove it to the High Court of Ghana. He has to prove it to the world that he has a point here. One thing I have to mention is that this is the first election we have in Ghana without vigilantism, because both parties there used to have kind of, I won't call them gangs, but people looking out.
Yeah, it's common. It's almost common in yes.
And last year they voted a law eradicating that thing. So maybe this is the point he's trying to drive at. Maybe this is the point he's trying to show that maybe he wanted these people to have a look at it. But again, John Mensah, the
Electoral Commission,
the Electoral Commission chairperson, that lady said that they handed over more than 10,000 accreditations to press, free of charge.
Yes.
This is something to take into consideration. This is something to to take into consideration as a matter that they wanted to go public, to show to whomever wanted to have access to the results or the counting or the polls that they're going for cleanness, for a clean game.
Yes, like in an election,
Yes, sure.
the contestant, that is all the political parties, they always have their observers, their representatives when the vote is counting. But oftentimes we always hear this, like what John Mahama is saying, the verification was not proper.
Yeah, Mr. Willie, that is what I don't understand, because if you have your representative around the area where the vote is counted, you have to be confident enough and things should be done properly. I think, to me, there is a situation. We can notice that one voice is missing. The late president, John Jerry Rawlings, passed away recently, and he was a man with a power. When you listen to the man speaking, when you listen to the man giving a point, everybody, I think every Ghanaians will follow what the man will say, and they should do it in consideration to the legacy of this very big man.
Yes. When you, Jean-Michel, when you look at Ghana's election, what makes it different from the one we have seen in Guinea, Côte d'Ivoire, Burkina Faso, and Tanzania? What makes it different? Because we have seen other elections.
I hope people behind the screens are laughing also, because we're talking about Ghana here, Mr. Willie. It's a real democracy, I mean, in sub-Saharan area. And what's different is that there's no internet cuts. It may sound dull, but there's no internet cuts. People go through the social media just like normal days. It doesn't take, 48 hours to know the results. With 16 million of voters.
Voters,
when we have countries in our areas that Chad,
is it because they don't have a system where you go for a second round? Because in most of these countries like Guinea, Côte d'Ivoire, maybe Burkina Faso, they have a system that you have to go for a second round. But this one, it is straight. Yes, when you have it, you have it. You don't have to go for this percentage account.
And the fact is also that they know what they have to do. You know, they have 4 years on power when they are in, and you know that, okay, whatever you do, if you do it well, you can also be removed, no matter what. If the population thinks that you did well, but we don't need you anymore, they can go. And they can also give you another chance to come back, but it's not sure. The difference between Ghana and other countries is like, in other countries, you know, okay, I have 7 years to be in power, and if I don't win or if I win, the next 7 years I may come.
Yes, with the exception of Burkina Faso, which one of the candidates lost, congratulated the winner. We have not seen it in Côte d'Ivoire. It's still a contentious issue. Guinea was still a contentious issue. Tanzania, it is the same thing now. Why is election, the conduct of election, becoming a problem in Africa? The transparency is not the opposition cannot accept the result. This is a very serious problem.
Well, I think this is the term to take into consideration. I mean, in a country like Ghana, it's a 4-year term. The political class is very, very highly mature, and they owe democracy.
So all these other African, all these other ones, they don't have the matured.
No, they don't.
This is not what I say, but you can understand it.
It seems like they don't have it because maybe the way they manage the situations sometimes shows that, okay, those people they don't really have this maturity.
Okay, other elections are coming up in Uganda and maybe Central African Republic, which is very close to us here. What do we expect?
Well, for Uganda, I hope things will go normal, but it doesn't look like it with what we've heard recently.
It doesn't look like, because the government has even come up to say no accreditations for the international. I mean, when you have this, what impression do you have
The elections are going to be rigged.
You don't need the foreign press to.
Someone may say that we should start praying, because when you deviate from what you want to go, what you're supposed to go, you show that. You show that you want to do something else apart from the right thing, because preventing people to come to assist you or to testify that you are doing a democratic election shows that you are going to do something beyond the scene, and it's very difficult. We have to pay attention to it, and people should be aware of that.
Exactly. If I may add, if you have something to hide, it clearly means that you're going the fishy way.
Yeah.
If you don't have anything to hide, then it's a public thing.
Transparency should be
seen throughout the whole world, throughout Africa at least.
Yeah, so, because we have seen the similar situation just in the United States, where the president wanted to manipulate the system, but the institutions, American institutions, are stronger than individuals. We are practicing the same democracy. Can we imbibe that kind of a system where people that man institutions are men of integrity? Because it seems in Africa, even the head of the Electoral Commission is working for the president. The man in charge of the police is working for the president. I mean, can't we detach from that and believing that if you are entrusted in a position of authority, you are working for the country, but not for an individual?
Mr. Willie, thank you, Mr. Willie. You have the answer in the question, because when you are the one putting me in charge of any responsibility or duty, that means I have to do what you want me to do.
Exactly.
You will not expect anything.
Although it's not supposed to be like that. This is what the point Mr. Willie is driving. It's not supposed to be.
It's not supposed to be like that, but it's like
this is the way it is.
One of the reasons.
In some places.
I think that one of the reasons is because we have the words, we have the law, but we don't have people able to respect the law that we have put ourselves in place.
So, what is the way out?
Well, the way out is to trust the system of Ghana, the Ghanaian justice system. I mean, we have the general authority, Mr. Amidu, who wanted to leave. The president told him to stay. We have Jean Mensa, who's well-known in Ghana and trustworthy, very trustworthy woman, doing her job best way she can. So we just have to trust the Ghanaian system.
Yes, like...
Yeah, if I may advise Mr. Mahama, he should follow the example of Mr. Nana, because the President Nana did it when he lost the election.
That's in 2016?
2016.
2012.
And 2012. He didn't move. He didn't say anything. Maybe we've seen some people protesting, but not that much. And
because the 11.5 dead. And
you see, and now he should do the same thing. He should just accept it and wait, being patient enough. 4 years is not too much to wait.
It's not too long.
Okay, that's it. Mahama should accept that the election was free and fair and let the Ghanaian people move on. If you lose, you can win some days. I think with that brings us to the end of the first segment of this discussion. So, and the coming up is we're going to look at cannabis.
In South Africa, the first cannabis campus in Africa opens near Joburg. The pioneer Shaba Africa, in partnership with the Medical Marijuana, the world leader in medical cannabis education, will open the very first educational campus dedicated to cannabis on the African continent, 40 minutes south of Johannesburg, in March 2021, under the dome of the University of Limpopo, EduPark. It is a large facility that includes a 120-seat auditorium, 8 conference rooms and on-site accommodation for 190 students. The picturesque setting housing cannabis cultivation tunnels, a test lab being set up. The academy will also offer scholarship programs and workshops in townships and rural areas. And smallholder farmers and communities will be trained to play a meaningful and profitable role in the production of a variety of cannabis-related products, and must not let the industrial behemoths monopolize the emerging market, said Professor Jonell, CEO of EduPark. However, Africa produces at least 38,000 tons of cannabis per year, while several states continue to suppress production and consumption activity. The main producers of cannabis in sub-Saharan Africa are Nigeria, Ghana, Eswatini, Mozambique, Zimbabwe, Malawi, South Africa, and Lesotho.
That's it, cannabis, the first cannabis campus in South Africa. And prior to this time, cannabis was treated as a taboo subject. Now, several African countries have legalized the use of it. Why the sudden change of concept? And to discuss this, I have Wendy Pendy.
Wendy Pendy, yes.
Wendy Pendy. You're welcome.
Thank you, sir.
And Sidela Deman.
Good afternoon.
Yeah. Cannabis. Yes, Wendy.
Yes, basically when we talk about cannabis is the scientific name for marijuana. Marijuana is a plant, a natural plant that has been in the ecosystem for 30 million years now. And if they're planning to, legalize it in African countries, it means they have seen examples overseas that works actually, and you talked about the financial motivation behind this. I'm pretty sure that's also one of the reasons why you have it here in South Africa now.
Okay, we look at the African cannabis report says African legal cannabis industry could be worth more than $7.1 billion annually by 2023. If legalization introduced. Let's look at a bit at the economic context of the cannabis before we look at it. $7.1 billion. We have other countries like Zimbabwe, Morocco, and we're looking at the economy. Is it what is driving the government toward the legalization of cannabis?
Yes, I think it's definitely why the government is going towards the legalization of cannabis. Cannabis, it's something that can create jobs. And also, whether it is legalized or not, people are still going to sell it. People are still going to buy. So definitely, there's a whole illegal economic activity that is going on. So it's better to legalize it. It's also a great source for taxation for the government, and also there will be investment opportunities if cannabis is legalized.
Okay, in September 2018, the South African Constitutional Court ruled that the recreational use of cannabis was no longer a criminal offense, and South Africa cannabis could be worth more than $1.7 billion annually by 2023. Why this sudden kind of, if I've said, discovery of the importance of cannabis? Because before now, as I said, we're looking at cannabis as something dangerous. Yes,
yeah, definitely.
Yes.
I think, like I said in the beginning, this might be motivated by examples they've seen overseas. If you take the example of the United States, in the USA you have today 29 states that have legalized the use of medical use of cannabis. Yeah. And you also have among them 9 that have
the sale, yes.
Actually the sale for recreational purposes. So actually they see like Cinderella just said, the money behind this. If you take the case of Colorado in the United States, for instance, you have more than $300 million that have been taken from taxations. You see,
only using for cannabis.
In 1 year, 2019, the year 2019, and only in the state of Colorado. This is totally crazy. If you take the case of the $1.7 billion taken from the sales of cannabis in the same state and only 1 year too, you see that it's pretty,
Yes, but
this is temptation.
You are correct, because in Zimbabwe, cannabis export earnings are focused at $1.25 billion in 2021. And the government said it will become the country's top cash crop ahead of tobacco. So we are now, because of the benefit, the financial benefit or the revenue, the economic benefit. So the government, everybody now is investing in cannabis. Things that we were afraid of in the years past.
Yes, I think definitely the financial aspect of it is what is definitely encouraging the states different states in Africa to legalize the plants. Now also, there are also organizations I know that are actually encouraging it because of the medical
Yes, the medicinal value of it. And in Morocco, yes, because also in Morocco, cannabis industry employs 800,000 people, according to Business Life. But cannabis itself is illegal but tolerated for personal use.
Yes,
so,
this is crazy. This is
yeah, so we now come to the position we can accept that cannabis has come to stay in Africa, the legalization, because if you look at Southern African countries, we have Malawi, we have Lesotho, we have Eswatini, and all those countries, Kenya, Uganda, all of them, even the European Union approved to buy from Uganda in terms of all this. So are we now saying cannabis has come to stay in Africa in form of legalization?
Mr. Woody, the answer is probably yes. Because if you see that most of these states are really motivated in joining the business of cannabis, which is actually prosperous currently, in fact, the answer is yes currently.
Yes, because even in some countries, if you are seen with one, you can go to prison for it. So why? Is it a contrast?
A contrast.
Yes, because in most of these countries, like Zimbabwe, all of them are into it. Morocco, 800,000 jobs created, but it still remain illegal. Does it mean that if I work in a cannabis industry and I'm coming, they see me with one rap or for coming out with a rap, can I go for can I go to jail because of that?
I think it's the perception that people have. I think it's just the perception, because at a point in time, alcohol was also illegal, but they finally legalized it. I think it's just the perception. It will get to a point when I think cannabis, when you compare cannabis and alcohol, for example, cannabis has some benefits.
The alcohol don't have.
That alcohol do not. What benefits can you have about alcohol?
For those that drink alcohol, yes, your last word on this.
Yeah, actually, it is actually to pay attention, because we use cannabis for two main purposes currently, medical or recreational.
Yes.
Medical, it's okay, it's safe, it's controlled by professionals.
Of course, yes.
But when we talk about recreational, we have to pay much attention, because it can bring many dysfunctions in human bodies. You have difficult concentration, problems of memories, you forget, you have problems, pregnancies with women who actually smoke. So let's pay attention, even though we legalize it, and yeah.
Yes, yes, as I say, very good point. We are only talking about the benefit of it, but we are not looking at the effects of it, the bad side of it.
Yes, of course, there are bad sides. That's why it's still illegal in so many so many states in the world. But what I think is that governments that are legalizing it should also regulate it the same way they are regulating cigarette, the same way they are regulating alcohol. That's the most important thing, because what they fear, I think, is that when it's going to be legalized, young people are going to
because even when it is not being legalized, people are still smoking.
People are still smoking. Yes, and we also have to educate young people and people in general about the bad effects of it.
Yeah, that is, we were, for the last minute or thereabout, we have been talking about the use of cannabis, the economic values of cannabis industry in Africa, and why several countries in Africa are legalizing this. And before this, we were talking about the presidential election in Ghana. And with that, we have come to the end of today's edition of the 7th round. Thank you very much for coming, Pendi.
Thank you, sir.
And Cyrilla Neiman.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, viewers, for staying with us. I hope you keep a date with us next Sunday with more other issues to be discussed. You can also watch our program on YouTube and other social networks available. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Joseph Willie. I'll see you.
Very good point.